Hello and welcome to another walk and talk on Retro Alliance Gaming. If you guys have watched some of our videos in the past, you're going to notice that every once in a while I do a video where we are playing a game and I'm talking about current gaming news. And something generally unrelated to the game we're playing. In between making videos, it's a fast way to be able to make some quality videos and to streamline. Now, I noticed with some of our previous videos that we've done, like with Atari Box, these have been rather successful, so I decided that even though I'm still going to be making all sorts of different types of videos, I'm going to make this a series, and you can look forward to gaming news every single week if you guys want to tune in. So now, going ahead and speaking regarding that, I want to go ahead and give you guys some news on the Sony PlayStation VR. Now, there's a lot of haters out there that want to attack VR and say lots of bad things about it who have actually never played it. They say Sony's not going to support it, they're going to drop it like they did with the Vita, which Vita's still going. They may not put a lot of support into it, but there's a lot of games coming out for it. And I really honestly don't think this is the case. PlayStation VR and all VR units, as far as I'm concerned, are the way of the future. Just people need to realize that this isn't replacing conventional gaming. I think people are scared that it's going to replace conventional gaming, and that's not what the point is. It is another way of gaming and moving into the future, and I am very proud and happy to be at a time where we're able to experience something so fantastic. Now, that being said, the reason why I brought it up is people worrying about Sony not supporting it. Sony PlayStation VR has sold more than any other VR unit on the market, including the HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, pretty much you name it. They are selling in the millions and they are doing really well. Sony is putting their back into it, and we're getting a lot of great games like Doom, Skyrim VR, all sorts of things coming out. And to even push that fact a little bit further, Sony announced about 5 hours ago that they are doing an updated version of the VR headset, which I think is going to be very beneficial to some, and for some others, well, it won't be necessarily a big enough update for you to be able to go ahead and splurge out more money to replace your current model. Now, the reason I'm saying that is this isn't a full replacement of another VR unit. This isn't going to change the video quality or the frame rate or anything like that. You're not going to suddenly buy this thing and, oh, it looks like an HTC Vive. They are still selling this VR unit at an affordable rate, but they are updating it and upgrading it, which shows that Sony is backing it and putting their support into it, and I think everybody should be very excited about it. So now let's go ahead and get into what the new updated VR unit is going to be. If you guys are interested in looking at this, I will put a link below, and I found this information out from TheVerge.com. Now, that being said, the PlayStation VR unit, they're basically doing it slightly more simple and with a better design. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what it is that they're changing. There's been a few complaints back and forth or things people have said they would like to see updated, and Sony has taken notice and it's going from there. A couple of things. First thing, anybody who has the PSVR unit, you're going to notice that there is a wire hanging from it. Now, this one is not wireless. I'm sure that will come in the future. That will be a time where I will definitely think about upgrading. But you have a very thick wire that runs all the way down from the headset unit, goes into the processor box and into the television, and it also has a little unit on it where you plug in your headphones and you're able to turn up the volume. Now, the cord is very thick, and people have had some issues with the cords breaking or a few issues just in general with them. So the first thing they're doing is streamlining that. They're putting an ultra thinner cord, but it's also going to be incredibly durable, so it's not so thick and in the way as much if you want to get up and move around, which is going to definitely make a big difference as far as I'm concerned. And it's something that may seem little, but when you're in VR for hours and hours where you're getting up and you're moving around, this is a fantastic design change that a lot of people are going to welcome with open arms. On top of that, they're taking a little note from other VR units. Now, I think you can still plug in your own headset. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you can, but they're streamlining that, and there's going to be a built-in headset. It is thin. It's going to come out of the side of the unit, so when you put on the unit, you no longer have to finagle around with another headset, plugging it in, putting it in one ear and the other. You notice on the headset they gave you, they put the left ear to be shorter than the right one, so you know which one you're putting it in. Well, now, it automatically, when you put on your head, put the VR unit on your head, goes into both your ears. They're supposed to be a fantastic headset, and it's built right into the unit. That being said, you should definitely definitely still be able to use your own headphones if you don't find them comfortable or wanting to use something else. But this is something that people have also been asking for that I think is awesome. Now, something else that isn't really going to help me, that will probably help other people that they've complained about, is HDR content. It's basically extra high definition content that gives you a higher quality video. Now, if people have televisions capable of HDR and they have it the system plugged into their HDR unit in their television, it is not compatible. Basically, you have to end up disconnecting cords, plugging it in through another box to get it through your television, and to be able to connect to HDR. So if you're going to HDR, it's not compatible with the VR. You have to unplug the VR, plug your PS4 into the TV normally to play HDR content, and then change it back every single time. Now, for me, I have not upgraded to an HDR TV, but a lot of people about this, and it turned out you don't have to do that anymore. You can now play HDR content directly through the box with your PlayStation 4, and it's not going to affect it or the connection that you're going to have with your PlayStation unit. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and read you something that it said directly from the ad so you guys can hear. A year after its launch, Sony is updating the design of the PlayStation VR, streamlining things a little bit and removing previous impositions of having to disconnect the unit in order to view HDR content on the PS4 console. The new PlayStation VR unit model is distinguishable by the relocation of its headphone jacks from the wire hanging from the headset to the back of the unit, making for a cleaner, more integrated design. There's also a thinner connection cable to the PS4 to go with an upgraded processor unit. This upgraded processor unit will make HDR pass-through possible with this model. Now, a little bit more information. The updated VR unit, it says CUHZVR2, is being released in Japan on October 14th in a bundle with the PlayStation camera that will cost you $400. So now it's already cheaper, $200 cheaper than it was before with the bundle, and now they're giving you more. So this is only going to push Sony to sell many more units with such a great price like that. For North American gamers, to get in on the action, Sony promises it will keep bundle prices unchanged from where they are now. However, it doesn't yet have a release date to share. We all know Japan gets everything great before we do, so it will get here eventually. We're just going to have to wait. The new headset will naturally be compatible with all PSVR content available so far. However, you won't be able to merely swap out the processor unit. I was hoping that you could just buy a processor unit and basically be able to swap it out, but they made it where the existing headset, the cords won't plug into the same processor unit. This is probably a way of Sony basically being able to make more money. They could have done that so people could have upgraded and made a lot more money, and I wish they would have, but instead they said, you know what, you want the upgrade, you gotta buy the whole thing. So that's one thing I'd say isn't necessarily great. It'd be nice if they gave the original people who supported VR from the very beginning the ability to do this upgrade without having to shell out another $400, which I don't think a lot of people are going to do. But if you do have expendable money and you do want a better unit, and you have an HDR TV, then this will obviously be a no-brainer for you, but for most of us, that's not going to be the case. Anyways, that's pretty much all the information that I have for you today on the updated PSVR unit. I'm sure in the future we're going to get an upgraded unit that has even higher quality than we did before. Maybe we'll get up to the point of the HTC Vive eventually and even get a wireless unit. And let's definitely 100% hope that this happens. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Please stay tuned and come in for every single week for updated news on our new Walk and Talk series.
What is this game?
I appreciate all you guys. I love all you guys for watching us. Thank you so much. And as always, until next time.